Greetings to my colleagues in the international community. I am honored to represent Canada at this 66th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. Canada is proud to be part of international efforts to advance gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls with an emphasis on increased cooperation and climate action. Further to advancing gender equality and addressing climate change, Canada is committed to building a better world for the next generation of youth. Women and girls are disproportionately affected by these issues, yet at the same time, they are powerful agents of change that have built momentum even during the pandemic. But just as the pandemic exacerbated the gender gap by limiting the participation of women in the labor force, climate change and environmental disasters also had an impact on women and girls. It's well known that women and girls shoulder a disproportionate share of unpaid care and domestic work responsibilities and are often the first to feel the impacts of climate change. Resource scarcity and climate emergencies also intersect with sexual and gender-based violence in a way that endangers the full realization of human rights and health. The threat of climate and biodiversity crises prevents women and girls from fully participating in social, economic, cultural, and political life. That's why Canada is committed to taking a gender-responsive approach to climate and biodiversity policy at both the domestic and international levels. We see this commitment in our latest National Climate Plan, a healthy environment and a healthy economy. We see it in our commitment to the inclusion of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit, women in our climate and biodiversity policy. Indigenous women have experienced the impacts of climate change for generations. They've also been leaders in conserving the environment for even longer. Canada recognizes this unique and important role played by Indigenous women. Their knowledge and valuable experience in fighting climate change greatly contribute to adaptation and mitigation actions. And internationally, we see it in the $5.3 billion commitment to financing international climate initiatives, in which at least 80% of the projects integrate gender equality considerations. At the 26th UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties in November 2021, Canada's women leaders stepped up to participate in international decision-making and policy discussions. Canada will continue its leadership role in advancing gender equality in the negotiations of the new Global Biodiversity Framework under the Convention on Biological Diversity. When issues of gender equality are addressed, when women and girls in all of their diversity are able to have leadership and decision-making roles, we're able to take effective actions to protect our climate, achieve net zero emissions, and reverse nature loss. Looking to the future as the transition to a net zero economy creates new industries, markets, and jobs, women and girls will need the tools to play an active part, particularly in the STEM sector. That is why Canada is investing in a workforce that is agile, resilient, and equipped with the skills to deliver on this ambition. On the international stage, we are playing a lead role in advocating for a just and inclusive transition post-pandemic. We are working with like-minded partners to address social and economic needs on the path to net zero. At this year's session of the Commission on the Status of Women, I look forward to working with civil society along with member states to further a gender-responsive approach to climate change and exchange ideas on how to best promote and protect the rights of women and girls in our own countries and globally. Recently, we celebrated International Women's Day while highlighting our efforts to create a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, where differences are valued and celebrated. It was great to celebrate all the women and girls who inspire us by demonstrating leadership in the choices they make in their day-to-day lives. In closing, I would like to recognize everyone who is working to advance gender equality in the context of climate change. Canada is committed to working with you to deepen our collective understanding of these critical issues and continue to build a better world. Thank you.